Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi the Light Seer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business.
Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, honey, when I tell you Spirit is coming through this morning, so pull up a chair because we about to dive all the way into somebody's business, child. And let me tell you that the tea is steeping hot. But first, you know how we got to do. We got to do our roll call. Good morning to all of my guppies swimming early in the light. Good evening to my night owls and the graveyard shift crew. A big old filled love to all of my international family joining us from all over the world. If you are new to the Pisces pod, go ahead and drop a star in the chat. If you are a returning friend, go ahead and put a fish in the chat and just slide right on into this soul circle, y'all. Now, if you've been here before, we want to say welcome home, cousin. But if you new, we want to show you some love this morning, all right? So we want to give our newbies a warm welcome and a return to the spiritual family at the beach, y'all. Now, here's today's agenda, y'all. So y'all know how we flowing and how we moving, okay? We're going to start off with a gentle energy cleanse, which is a gentle moment for us to just be able to surround ourselves with some breath work and sound healing. Then we're going to jump right over into the divine insights, which it covers spiritual downloads, dreams, maybe a worm or two. You know, you never know. Then we'll head over to the energy reading and feel what's bubbling underneath the surface. Then we will confirm everything that I've told you with the tarot card readings, pulling cards to just see what soul has been whispering. And lastly, I will book in this with some type of closing thoughts, just letting you know how I feel like the story may end before we swim off. All right. So if y'all ready to get into this, good morning. Go ahead and drop those scrub brushes. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. Scrub brushes. All right. And let's get ready to jump into this thing. Good morning, everybody. Here we go. Before we go further, it's important that we just take a minute to get grounded and align ourselves. So we want to take in 3 deep breaths. We want to hold it and exhale very slowly, okay? Here we go. All right. Let's inhale clarity and peace and exhale any tension and distractions. Here we go. One more time. Let's breathe in alignment and release anything we don't need to carry with us into this moment. Excellent. All right. Excellent. Now we're ready to clear the energy and open up space for spirit to come through. We're going to do that with the help of our girl, Moo Moo. No, this is Boo Boo. Moo Moo's over there. Let me do this way because she be. Divine Spirit, we invite you into this space. Wrap us with your protection and your guidance. Surround us with your light and your love. Allow this reading to be clear and accurate, delivered in the highest good for all of those who are involved. May this moment bring insight and clarity, but most of all, truth. Thank you. Amen. And I say. All right, y'all, let's prepare to shift gears and prepare for a little bit of fun, a lot of truth, and some deep insight. Now, as a gentle reminder, y'all know me. If you new, ain't nobody judging you, boo. We all been a fool in love before, and baby, today just may be your turn. This is a safe and sacred space. Your honesty, your openness, and your laughter are all welcome here. Again, we've all been a fool in love. So if this reading calls you out just a little bit, don't worry, okay? Now, if y'all ready for spirit to start cooking and to show y'all what's going on, I want y'all to put those cooking emojis in the chat, because it is time for us to get into this message. All right, here we go. Now, each day before we gather, I always take time to sit quietly and just sit with spirit and listen to reflect on the energies moving throughout the collective. And as I've described before, sometimes it's an earworm, sometimes it's a vision, sometimes it's just something stuck in my head, right? And so this morning, when I woke up, it was a couple of things circling around in my head, but then I landed on something else. Okay. The first thing I heard was I don't even remember the song, but it was like an older song, like maybe in the early 2000s. It's too late to apologize. Like I was hearing that part. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. Whatever, like that. I heard that. But then as I was getting up and brushing my teeth, I started hearing Mary J. Blige singing in my ear. Okay. All I really want is to be happy and to find a love that's mine. It would be so sweet. All I really want is to be happy and to find a love that's mine. It would be so sweet. I ask for a sign from a sweet Lord above. I know the answer is in front of me, but when you think you're in love, you only see what you want to see. And all I see is me for you and you for me. Okay? So, putting those things together as an aggregate, it's like, who is it too late to apologize for, to, and about? And why is it so hard for you as a person to accept that this may not be the person for you? We all just want to be happy. I don't know a human, animal, anything alive. Everything wants love and companionship and happiness. Everything wants to be admired. Everything wants to, feel like they're attractive and attracted and wanted by somebody. But for some reason or another, when it comes to, we act like it's no big deal when it is. All right. And I don't understand why that is so complicated, but it is, right? And love is nuanced. And maybe because we think and we speak, unlike any other animal, they don't speak. You know what I mean? But well, they do speak, but they don't articulate thoughts and feelings like we do, right? They show it with their actions, not with their words. Okay. So whether it's a lyric, a phrase, a feeling, or a spiritual prompt, know that we landed here today is for a reason. And somebody may needed this a reminder, and somebody may needed this confirmation, and maybe that somebody is you. Okay. So if y'all ready to jump into this, I want you to go ahead and put those tea kettles in the chat, because I want to know who wants to be happy. All you really want is to be happy. You know the signs in front of you, but you only want to see what you want to see. Okay? If y'all ready to jump over into this, here we go. All right, y'all. So let's pour this tea, shall we? Because we know Spirit got something to say, and I don't know how this gonna go for us, but we're gonna figure it out together. All right. Now, when understanding energy is important to know, Spirit speaks to us in abundant ways. The universe speaks to us through signs, synchronicities, wonders, colors, patterns, emotions, dreams, people, and even silence. You just have to be still enough to listen. Okay, that's really what that's all about. All right. So today's overall energy reading for today. I ask for a sign from the sweet Lord above. I know the answer is in front of me, but when you think you in love, you only see what you want to see. If that ain't the truth. All right, so what is the overall energy reading for today, Spirit? Beyond the ordinary. Beyond the ordinary. Okay? There's a shift occurring within you that is beyond the ordinary. We speak a lot about change and transformation. And we assume that transformation is permanence or is permanent, right? But we know people change, people morph, people mature, people grow up, people just go through their phases, right? And part of the thing that makes marriage and long-term relationships so challenging is that people grow. They don't necessarily continue to grow together. People grow apart. People evolve. Like your likes change. And you have every right to change your mind and be who you want to be in that season, in that moment, and do what it is that you want to do. Like we have that full autonomy and authority as humans to decide what we want our lives to look like and go after that, right? So no one's telling you that you're wrong. No one's saying any of that for that. So please don't take that away from what I was saying. However, when you go through these soul cycles where you start to change how you think, and that starts to translate into how you show up in the world, and that morphs into your overall transformation, that's when you see shifts happening beyond the ordinary because you're no longer resisting, but you're going down the flow. You're going with the flow of the path of least resistance. You're accepting, you're opening up, right? And you start to see magical, whimsical things happening because you're no longer trying to force things. It's not your way. You're just allowing things to be. And as things transform into occur, like there's no anger, there's no feelings about it. You're just in a space of accepting and receiving what is, okay? And so this is a beyond the ordinary change for you, okay? And I want to call that out because as you look at this card, okay, you see it's something going on with her head, but you also see like the angel wings wrapped around her. You see like all the chakras for the most part are pretty much present, except for like the lower chakras, right? In terms of like your sacral chakra. I'm not your sacral chakra, your I can't think right now. Anyway, the point is most of the upper vibrational chakras are present, okay? So that's your green, that's your heart chakra, it's your throat chakra, it's your third eye chakra, it is your crown chakra, and as you guys know, there's chakras that go above and below your body, okay? So my point is this is switching to a different vibration, all right? Your vibe is changing. The way that you see the world is changing. The way that you're showing up for not only yourself but for your others is changing, okay? And you have every right to determine and dictate how that looks like for you, okay? What that looks like for you. If you all you want to do is to be happy and you feel like you haven't been getting your happiness from this person, it could be because they're operating from lower vibrational places, okay? And the best way I can put that to you is your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra, okay? Those three, lower vibrational. All right, that's your flesh. But anything above that is coming from your soul and your spirit self. Okay, so something to think about. All right, now what's the truth that we need to hear this morning for our journey? If that makes sense, I want you to flood the chat with a white heart. If that makes sense, I want you to flood the chat with a white heart. Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Okay. So this is you realizing and accepting that you had to go through these things for a reason. These were lessons that you were being taught. Okay. These were cycles that you needed to complete. These were things that you needed to go through to evolve and to become your greater best self in this human experience. Remember, we're spiritual beings and a physical body having a human experience. That's how that goes. Okay? No two human experiences are going to be the same. You can have a set of twins. Same mama, same daddy, same upbringing. Turn out two different ways, look like two different people, have two different thoughts, feelings, and emotions. May not even like each other. It's a fact. Okay? It's a fact. And they have two different experiences. They see the world two different ways. Two different thumbprints, right? Some similarities, but a whole lot of difference, okay? All right. Collaboration, intimacy, power dynamics. This is about love and partnership. Love and partnership. And with this red here, that is the root chakra, which deals with sexuality, strength, passion, and action, okay? So, but I want to draw your attention, most importantly, to this moon here, okay? A lot of emotions here. And it's funny that this card should come out as well because I spoke about authority just a moment ago. And there's crowns here. Okay? This situation had you in a chokehold. Okay? All I see is me for you and you for me. This had you in a chokehold. All right? Thank you, Tempstress, for my gift. Was this just a sexual relationship? Did you want more from this person than what they were willing to give you? Or did you tap out midstream and it just became that and that's what kept you bound? It lacked collaboration. It lacked intimacy. It lacked power, not power dynamics, but it lacked that partnership piece because of the power dynamic. Okay. This is crazy. All these cards fell out. Too many messages. Heart. I allow love to lead, okay? Change me, divine beloved, into one that can allow love to lead my life. May I offer myself completely to the highest so all may occur as needed. Grant me peace and contentment wherever I am. Use me for the greatest good. Okay, now this is interesting because as we reflect upon this message that comes from this card, right? Didn't you just hear me say you've gotten to the point where you've allowed yourself to release and let go? If you heard me say that, put your ear in the chat. If you heard me say that, put your ear in the chat. Also, oh gosh, y'all, I hope we don't have to go here today talking about these funky wonky twin flames. But guess what? I just noticed that there is a red cord here on this heart chain. And when we're talking about twin flames that are meant to be in union in this lifetime, there is said to be a red cord that is tied between your pinky and their pinky. And if you go back to this page right here, or this card here rather, there is not only red, but it is a heart around their neck. You see these two faces in one body? Y'all see that? If y'all see that, put your side eyes in the chat. That might be a clue. It might be a clue. It might be a sign. Let me see what else is here. Yep. It's a heart. It's a heart with roses on it, the locket. And what I want to also point out to you, y'all, that's interesting about this is that roses represent love. Roses represent faith and beginnings. Oh, y'all. Here we go. We also have the bird on here, which can also represent freedom, ascension, but also messengers. Okay. So think about that. Okay. And even in this card, the bird is carrying love. It's a locket on a red string. Ooh, if y'all know who I'm talking about, just put your little index finger in the chat. If you know exactly who I'm talking about, if you starting to get the heebie-jeebies because you over here feeling like, oh no, I want you to go ahead and put that index finger in, because I don't want to talk about them no more than what you do. I know we want them to leave us alone for the most part, right? Most of us have been on that painful journey. But I'm here telling you this right now this morning. I am God's son said, hell no. I'm telling you. No. Listen. The signs are pointing that way. Oh no. Well, that makes sense, y'all, because I'm going to be honest with you. The twin flame journey is not so much as it is about union as much as it is about your change, your transformation, your metamorphosis, getting you prepared for said union. Okay. So we going somewhere this morning, and then it takes you through a whole lot of adversity too. Oh, spirit, how is this showing up for us in our everyday life? Well, what's the sign? Wrong question. That's for that. Butterflies, metamorphosis, y'all. Listen, y'all better stop playing with me this morning. What have I been talking to y'all about this morning? Stop playing with me. This is about changes, metamorphosis, and transformation. Okay? Y'all, listen, it's okay if y'all not feeling what I'm gonna say, but I'm just telling you, y'all see where we going? Oh, hell no. How is this showing up for us in our everyday life, spirit? I don't want my twin back no more than anybody else do. I want to put him in a burning dumpster spaceship and send him to outer space. Okay? That's what I want to do. Love him, but All right, here we go. How is this showing up for us in our everyday life? Finish line. Woo-wee. Somebody, listen, y'all are coming back into union with somebody. Okay? And what's funny is you got the sign right here to say run, and you got a sign over here to say go. Also, the number 444 is here. Okay? 444, stability, structure, and manifestation. With the emphasis on manifestation. Okay? Oh my God. I'm just telling you. All right, y'all. So as we get into this, okay, and we start to shift into the potential people that are involved, yes, we talk about them too. I want you to stay focused on what resonates with you and let the rest float away. If it's not yours, don't force it. All right? It's that simple. Look, Tempter said, I hope I do not with the person who I want. Listen, I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. You don't always get what you want, but you do get what you need. Okay? So, and it could be Spirit's way of saying, you keep saying, all I really want is to be happy. I asked for a sign and it's in front of me. But when you in love, you only see what you want to see. Here we go. All right, this is too many. Stop playing with me, Spirit, today. Y'all. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready? They'll be back. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Expect to hear from them soon. All right. I can go home right now. Okay. Focus. You're being asked to shift your focus away from what isn't working towards what is. Paying extra attention to where you place your focus is the first step towards creating an amazing life. Stop looking at what ain't worked the first time and focus on what did. ATL shawty over here cracking up laughing. Listen, we going somewhere, okay? We going somewhere now. A lot of y'all may not like where we going, but we going.
Bumbleclot!
If y'all shocked by what's coming out already, go ahead and put your favorite shocked emoji in the chat. Determination. Face challenges with determination and you can achieve anything. We already got adversity. Now we got to be, listen. What in the world is going on today? Y'all. Beyond the ordinary, adversity, metamorphosis, love and partnership, finish line. They will be back. Focus, determination. I think I'm going to shut this down and just go on back to bed. Because I feel like we said a whole lot of nothing. All right, here we go. Y'all on the edge of y'all seat this morning? The blues, scared, heavy emotions, and mental distress. Y'all. Tempster said, girl, I stood up, okay? Listen, baby. Baby boys and baby girls. He, she, they, them. Whomever. Wherever. What is the tea here? What is the tea, y'all? Oh, I wouldn't want to talk about them either, but since y'all summoned me, and I'm saying yes because y'all the collective, y'all summoned me. Ego is hurt. Ego in the way of a relationship. Isn't that what happens when you dealing with these twin flame situations? That's the first thing that gotta go is the ego. It's the destruction of self. Thank you, Rico. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about somebody that's an earth sign and somebody that's a fire sign in this chat or in this reading. I say that because both of these, if y'all hear my dog snoring, I am so sorry. She over there snoring like a grown man that just got off a 3-day shift. All right. This is funny to me. I'm sorry, y'all. She is asleep on the couch, like. All right, when we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Stubborn, bossy, selfish, inflexible. Didn't I just tell y'all I wouldn't be surprised if this person involved in here is an earth sign or has heavy earth placements? And remember, when we talk about how I do the readings for sun, moon, Venus, and rising. So what I'm going to explicitly say is because the moon deals with your emotions and what you feel, I would not be surprised if this person has a earth placement in their moon, if not their sun. Okay. All I really want is to be happy. To find a love that's mine that would be so sweet. I ask for a sign from the sweet Lord above. I know the answer is in front of me, but when you think you in love, you only see what you want to see. And all I see is me for you and you for me. Bad choices. This person may have made bad choices before in the past. Bad choices. What is the true emotion here? Not happy. Not, look, y'all, look at all these cards that just fell out. Shut the front door, y'all. We got legal matters, divorce, criminal, paternity, child support, traffic court. But that ain't what caught my attention. Divine masculine caught my attention. I love you caught my attention. Not happy. Karmic ties. Reckless love and sex. Okay? Y'all see this? All right, here we go. What's the true emotion here? Really? Turning your back. Here we go with the earth sign again. And secrets fell out on the floor. As did wish. Okay? As did wish. So we got a lot of emotions going on here. Now, I'm going to stop here and ask that you guys go ahead and start dropping your zodiac signs in the chat. Start dropping your zodiac signs in the chat. Thank you, Laura, for my gift. Please, 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 please. Remember, I do my readings for sun, moon, Venus, and risings. And just because I don't call your specific element group, know that if you are a cross watcher, you are welcome here too. The question is, whose business are we about to get into? And we're about to find out. Person A is unexpecting for this person to return. Okay? This person is not expecting for this person to return. They are so focused on what went wrong. They're not focused on what went right. They have turned their back completely on this situation. And they need to be determined and resolute to know that if they really wanted to work this situation out and give this person the benefit of the doubt, you could absolutely do this by just focusing on the good. Okay. So actually, I'm going to shift these cards around. Okay. You turned your back thinking that it's over. And I'm telling you, they'll be back. You need to focus on what works, not what didn't work. And you're going to need that determination. Now, your other person, they're dealing with the blues. Person B is scared. They're dealing with heavy emotions and mental distress. Okay. They realize they've made a lot of bad choices in this connection. Their ego is hurt. Okay. Their ego is getting in the way of what's going on. Most importantly, they're stubborn. They're selfish. They're inflexible. All right. Thank you, Laura, for my gift. Whose business are we about to get into? Whose business are we about to get into? Y'all better drop them zodiac signs. Boy, look at here. Because, I mean, I'm going to do my thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Jody? All right, here we go. Thank you, Lachey, for my gift. All right, y'all. Who is person A in all of this? Person A is a fire sign, okay? This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Where are all my fire signs at? go ahead and put those fire signs in the chat. If you are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you are coming in this morning as the King of Wands in reverse. Okay. This is impulsiveness, ruthlessness, light expectations, haste, unachievable expectations, which is why you are like, I am not trying to hear none of this other stuff that you talking about up over here. Okay. You've been there, done that. Got the t-shirt, got a trophy and everything else to match. At this point, you like, yeah, you know what? Reverse, uno out. I am done. Like, I don't have nothing else to add to this conversation. I have nothing else to say. Okay. So everything that I'm telling you right now about this person potentially coming back towards you, you're just like, yeah,
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
all right, y'all. So who do you think person B is? Okay. We got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Where are my water signs at? Okay. Water signs. Come on through, water signs. Put your water signs in the chat if you are a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces is the appropriate way to say that. And my fire signs. Water signs, you're coming through as the 10 of Cups, okay? This is your divine love, harmony, blissful relationships, alignment, which is why you're coming back. Inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams coming true, contentment, family, total love, and support. And let me also add to this, okay? Let me also add to this that the energy can be inverted, all right? So, y'all ready to get into this? If y'all ready to jump in, we gonna ease on into this. We listen, we don't judge, but we show, have a good time, having a conversation, talking about you to your face, and then we're going to come on out of this, all right? So if y'all ready to get into this, drop them magnifying glasses, because, baby, it's time for us to get into this. Thank you for my gift temperatures. Here we go. All right. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. This is my favorite part of these readings, right? Because as we get into the cards, this is where the energy meets the message, where I bring the confirmation, the clarity, and maybe even a little bit of conviction. So we got to go ahead and listen to Spirit speak, okay? Now, Temperature said, I'm ready. I got my tea. You know? All right, here we go. The crazy part about my dog snoring, y'all, is that she sleep with her eyes open. So why you snoring like you knocked out? Because her eyes is open. I could guarantee you her eyes is open. It's the craziest thing. All right, anyway. Oops. All right. So, here we go. What is going on with my Aries, Leo, Sagittarius right now? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you are coming in with the Two of Swords, okay? You're going to have to make a decision very soon, okay? You have already felt like the decision has been made, okay? It's not really as much as a crossroads as it appears, right? You choosing yourself was the reason why you walked away and you have obtained calmer waters, right? You thought this was over. You thought that by putting your foot down and standing up for yourself, that was going to be what you needed to do in order for you to be happy. Okay? You thought that that's what you needed to do was to be happy. Silence is golden. And you're right. It is. However, that doesn't stop people from realizing they've made mistakes, they had an error in their way, and that they need to course correct, okay? And so in this, you're like, don't come near me. You know, in this, you're just like, if this person is trying to reach out to you and contact you, you like, I rebuke you, Satan, and you doing You like, I rebuke you, Satan, and you doing one of these numbers, right? And it's simply because of the fact that you're like, I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, I'm ready to move on with my life. I'm ready to be happy. I want to have a peace of mind. I don't want to feel like I'm being challenged at every turn, right? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I didn't even notice these cards weren't in the deck. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are very headstrong people, right? And so it doesn't take much for them to make up their mind and to go through it. And that speaks to that determination. Okay. So it's like, what does the path forward look like? All right. Now, what's interesting is if you look at these trees are not made equal. You got one tree that has more fruit and stuff on it. Well, not fruit, but more leaves on it, which represents growth and stability and protection. But then you got others that like they barely growing at all. Okay. So this is like, what do I need to do to overcome this? Okay. What do I need to do to overcome this? All right. Now, person B in all of this. You're coming in as the emperor. Okay. You know exactly what you want and you're going for it. Okay. And having this emperor on top of this 10 of cups tells me that listen, it's almost like a case closed situation for you. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it happened. I don't know when it happened. Okay. I don't know the specifics of everyone's business per se, right? But in this instance, it does feel like there has been awakening of some sort for this person. They may have been in denial, but now they are here. They're waking up. They're smelling the coffee. They're being very adamant, very persistent about coming forward towards you. Okay. They're not playing no games. Okay. If they were uncertain about you before, they are now certain about you now. If they were hot and cold before, they're hot right now. Okay. Like every sign is pointing to, I am serious about this and I am serious about you. Okay. However, it's been so much damage done leading up to this moment. This is what makes this decision kind of like, I can't believe I'm back here again.
Damn you!
Because you thought, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that this was over. You thought this was a done deal. Like you thought that we would never come back to this place again. We would never have a conversation again. And next thing you know, here they come.
Clown.
Here they come. Okay. And so this is where you're like, okay, do I make a head over heart decision? Or do I give this person the benefit of doubt to consider what they're talking about? Okay. Do I go back to what I worked so hard to free myself from? Or do I accept that the seeds that I planted has finally come to manifest over the time? Okay. All right. So here we go. Who do you relate with most? Do you relate to person A or person B? If you're coming in as person A, I want you to put the fencing emoji, the little swords emojis in the chat. And if you're coming in as person B, I want you to put the crown in the chat. Okay. If you're coming in as person A, put the fencing emoji. If you're coming in as person B, I want you to put the crown emoji. All right. Now, what's favorable about this situation? We got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. What has been favorable about this was that you had to lose everything with this person. You had to come to the end of yourself. Period. That's the confrontation of the ego. Okay? You had to come to the end of yourself. And that's on both of you. Okay. That's on the part of both of you. It's not one or the other. The best thing that happened was that you had to fail. This had to blow up. And that's usually what happens in these twin flame connections. If I'm being honest, it has to go wayward. Okay. It has to go wayward. Um, Very, very rarely, and I say very rarely, do twin flames come together and stay together from the beginning to the end, right? Of this lifetime, right? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I am saying if you're on that journey, depending on where you are in your soul cycle, which is unbeknownst to me, um, it's very rare that you will reincarnate, your energy will reincarnate in this lifetime and you come across that person and y'all just stay together. Okay. So most of us are on the other end of the spectrum of that. And you go through this coming together. Then you go through this great dark separation, night of the soul, where it's just this agony, right? And the next step in all of this is the union, right? Coming back into union. But the best thing that happened to you guys is this. Okay? It fell apart. It went wayward. It went down. It blew up bad, okay? It was over. Okay? That was the best thing that happened for you in this connection. Was that you had to let go. And y'all know how we try to have control over things that we really don't have control over. We want to pretend that we really got our hands on things. No, we don't. We really, really, really don't. Okay. Even though we talk a lot of big deal about free will, we're still puppets in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? Like we're still puppets in a sense. And that's the best way to look at it. Something is always orchestrating something and pulling the strings to get you to react and to think and to feel a certain way, right? But this had to blow up very badly. And I always like to tell individuals when we talk about elemental groups, heat boils water, okay? Fire boils water. Water can put out fire, okay? Heat can cause water to evaporate. So there has to be a fine tuning line in these groups, okay? Period. All right, period. And so this went left so completely bad that you never thought that you was going to be in this situation again with this person. You never thought that you were going to hear from them again. You never thought that you would never, ever, 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 ever. You thought it was done, okay? It blew up and blew up very, very badly. Now, what is consequential or problematic about this connection? The Page of Cups. Okay, the Page of Cups. You didn't expect to hear from this person. Okay? You did not expect to hear from this person at all. All right? You did not expect to hear from this person at all. And the card that fell out was the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? So, again, this blew up very badly. All right? You've been over here minding your business, trying to focus on you, be happy, okay? You have been living your life, taking up new hobbies, doing all these other different things, just enjoying your life. And then, I mean, and it's the craziest thing, right? Because while you have been doing all of these things, okay? Sir says, I'm focused on myself. Absolutely. And while you guys have been doing all of these different things, okay? Here's what's interesting. Since you took your attention and your focus off of this person, Spirit was able to work on them and refine them to get them to where they needed to be, just like Spirit has been working on you to refine you in this way. Okay? So you sitting over here minding your business. I know you done blocked this person. I know you done deleted them. But when people are adamant and determined about reaching out, they will find a way to contact you. Okay? And I feel like this person, I don't know why I'm seeing like text now, But this person has like some type of device or application on their phone where they can call you and block their number. So you were not expecting for this person to call you out of the blue. Okay, out of the blue. They're calling, catching you off guard. They're coming in with this playful, joyful energy. Okay, they're coming in playing on your emotions. All right, they're coming in with this energy of like, it's very flirtatious. It's very what's the word? Light. Okay? Almost to the point where they're almost in denial about like how bad things blew up. Okay? So it is very, very, very interesting energy because they're trying to come through and play dumb. And I feel like you on the phone listening to them and you just like, this is so random. And what do you want with me?
Stop it. What?
But they're trying to test the waters to see how bad really was. Because we know it was bad for you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, they're feeling the brunt of it as well. Okay? And one thing I would tell you about Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, they will put up a hard shell and they will never let you know how bad was for them. It's like they can go from one extreme to the other. Either they're going to be very guarded in their emotions or they're going to blow up and it's going to go all bad. Okay? And so like, I feel like you being on the phone listening to them, it's just like, because I got a phone, okay? Here we go. Hello.
Hey baby, what's up? How you doing?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, you hear me?
Stop it. What?
Okay? So it's like, why are you trying to act like nothing ever happened? Okay? Like I'm speeding through the conversation here, but they may be coming to you towards you asking, if y'all can hang out, just the little gentle things to see if the door is still open. And as bad as you want to hang up.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
You're not going to do that.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service.
You're not going to do that. I hit the wrong sound, by the way. As much as you want to hang up the phone, you're not going to do that. You sitting over here listening and you just like, this is weird. What do you want? Okay? They trying to see. But the fact that you still on the phone says a lot. You understand? The fact that you still on the phone says a lot. Even though you sitting over here listening to everything that they saying. And you like,
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Okay? Now, let me also say this to you. And it doesn't matter if you're the fire or the water sign in this. Remember, the energy can be inverted, okay? Figure out what resonates with you. I do feel like in the most recent past, you've had a dream about this person. So you've had some type of warning signs or indicators that this person was coming your way. Okay? You've had some type of indicator that this person is coming your way. Now, what is this trying to teach you? Why is this happening? This is about resolving conflict with this Five of Swords. Part of the drama with you two was that one person's ego was overpowering the other person's ego. And that presented its own sense of challenges. it presented its own drama within itself because one person thought that they were getting over on somebody. And that's not how this works in a genuine love connection. It's not one person overtaking the other person, it is more collaborative and a partnership, right? It's supposed to be relief, it's supposed to be constructive, it's supposed to feel good.
Survey said.
But for some of y'all, it was like either their way or no way at all. Okay. And that's where the tension rose because it wasn't mutual. It felt very disrespectful and one sided. They wanted their cake and they wanted to eat it too. Okay. And what makes this problematic is that this person, again, going back to the ego, they had to go through a breakdown of their ego themselves because this is where them being stubborn and their ego has come into play. This is where they made bad choices. And now they're starting to feel the brunt of their stuff. Give a person space and you see what choices they make. You see what they choose to do. This person may have also had an issue with infidelity. Okay. They couldn't make a decision. It feels like their heart was split between two people. So, out the way says, what does they want their cake and have it too really means? Well, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but that's a good question. If you're trying to preserve something and keep it, you can't eat it, right? It's almost like putting money in the savings account and then still spending it. You can't save if you're trying to spend the money that you're putting in an account. Does that make sense? So it's one thing or the other. Either you're going to enjoy the fruit of your labor and not have any for a rainy day later down the line, or you're going to preserve what you really want to keep. Okay. And so for this person, they wanted to have it both ways and you can't. It's one or the other. You know, it's one thing or the other. Tempster said they want to be at home and out in the streets. Yeah. I mean, like it's a combination of things, right? So there was a lot of conflict here for those reasons, right? One person wanted it all their way and the other person just couldn't. They didn't have a dog in the fight. Okay. And it became overpowering because like, how do you continue to nurture a relationship that's not mutually beneficial? Okay. How do you do that? All right. You over here talking about I got a wife, a main girl, and a side chick plus a baby mama. Like what? You know what I mean? And it's not to say that those things are implausible because we live in a world where a lot of blended families are out there. So I'm not saying that either. But what makes it a problem is that you still got this side chick. That's what makes it a problem. Okay? So, you know, and we got, thank you, Tempstress, because we got people out here that like being the side dudes. You know, some dudes like being side piece key. Some of y'all like Earl. Okay? Now, what do you need to do to heal? The Hangman. The Hangman. Whew. Let me point something out to y'all. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces came in with major arcana in their first energy, okay, in their present energy, which means they went through that change and transformation that we've been talking about over here, all right? For you, because we're coming from the perspective of the fire signs with this Hangman being here right now, okay, you have got to do a lot of deep thinking a lot of self-reflection, a lot of assessing what is it that you really truly want and make a decision based on what you feel like you really truly want. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying that is because you don't want to be impulsive with how you move in this situation. Okay? You just don't want to be impulsive, right? This person has the ability to pull on all of your heartstrings, all of them. This person could blow and you go, ooh. Okay? This person don't have to do anything. They don't have to say much. And they just pull on you. Okay? So this is going to require some wisdom, some insight. This is going to require you being very thoughtful and very meticulous on what it is that you want to do next and how it is that you want to move forward. Because while on one hand, you're excited for their return, on the other hand, you're over here just like, I'm not sure if I want to go back to this situation again where you're playing in my face and embarrassing me and humiliating me like that. So it's something to really give thought to and consideration too, because if we're being honest, you have never felt this way about anybody else. There's an immediate soul recognition. There's a calmness. There's a peace that comes with this. Okay. And this requires maturity. All right. Which was something that we didn't have before that we have now. And they've been very stubborn and selfish getting to this point. And now that they are here, they've gotten to the point of where they're like, you know what? Let me do what's right. Let me fix this and really mean it. Let me say what I mean what I say, do what I do, and not play any games. Because playing games is what cost me the first time. So what do we need to do or become for our best growth? The Three of Wands in reverse. Y'all done gave me the hot flashes this morning. And I ain't even, at that stage in life yet. Okay? But with this Three of Wands being here, okay, it feels like while this is something that you really would like to entertain, okay, you need to do nothing. You need to do nothing, okay? You need to let this person say and do whatever they say they do. You need to let this person say and do whatever they're going to say to do, prove themselves to you. They're coming through with the apologies.
I want to apologize.
And you over here looking like,
just say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
Okay? So for you, this is very, very, very problematic. Okay? Because it's like, I've buried this. I have dealt with this. I have processed this. I didn't like the way it feel. I don't like the way you left me feeling this agony and this despair. So for me, when it comes to you in my life, okay, while I love the connection, it ain't got no gas in it.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Ain't got no gas in it. So for you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you're like, yeah, no, I'm good. Which is why this makes this an easy decision for you. Okay? This is why this makes a easy decision for you to be like, you know what? I'm good on this. Like, you took me through the ringer. Like, why would I want you back?
Are you crazy?
But what you haven't seen, which is why it's important for you to be quiet and watch, and observe, you haven't seen the growth. You're still holding on and reminiscing of the things from the past, the things that this person did, the lies, the scandal, the betrayal, all of those different things. And you're not wrong for remembering that. Please don't think that I'm telling you that you're wrong. History does have a way of repeating itself.
Ain't many women's allow their husbands hoe to lay up in their house.
So history does have a way of repeating itself. Okay? But what I'm also telling you is when you do nothing, you see how much effort and energy they are going to exhaust to try to prove themselves to you. And that's what you want. You want them to prove themselves to you. You want them to come correct, okay? You want them to come through and not act like they're confused, not acting like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, not acting like they stuck on stupid and parked and dumb, not acting like they want you, but then they still dealing with somebody else. Like, you don't want none of that. Okay, because in the past, when they was coming at you with all the babies, I'm sorry's and all of the apologies and all these different things, they kept leaving you heartbroken.
All a bunch of bullshit.
This time, what I am telling you is you are unclear about what it is that you want to do. That's why you're asking God for a sign. The answer is in front of you. But as I will note here, she's got blinders on. So this is a decision that she's not making lightly. She's resistant to it. She don't want to face it. This is a barrier, making a blind decision. Okay? And because you know that this person has the abilities to pull on you in ways to make you want to go back to them, you're going to have to make a decision for yourself. Like, what is the best thing for me?
Bruh.
And this is where free will comes into play. Okay? So don't make an impulsive decision, as I said. You're going to have to make a very wise decision. All right? You're going to have to make a very wise decision. And this is not something that you're able to do lightly. This is going to be something that you're going to have to pray and meditate on. This is going to be something that you're going to have to really discern. Like, what's the appropriate path to move forward? And the only way, this is why I'm telling you to do nothing too. Because the only way you're going to see if this person is serious is if you do nothing. Be cold with them and see how much they show up. Don't be unresponsive and see how much they show up. Make yourself unavailable to see how much they show up. And I know it seems like you're the one playing games, but this is you testing the theory to see if they've really changed. That's the point of the apologies, is behavior modification. And if they have not changed their behavior, they have not changed their ways.
Damn.
You understand? So yes, you need to test the theory by doing nothing. Do nothing. Because when the onus was on you before to lead this and you let it, they left you feeling dejected. And the door was not open as much as they said it was.
Denied.
Now, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. Okay? This is dealing with you trying to save face. Okay? This is dealing with you. Again, your ego is in a way as well. Your ego is in a way. You don't want to lose. You don't want to be hurt again. You know? Everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to be admired. You know, like we all do, right? Who wants to just walk around here and be hurt all the time? But the reality is, if you really analyze it objectively, this person is a split image of you. Where you're weak, they are strong. Where they're strong, you are weak. Okay? Y'all are of the same spirit, right? The same soul, I should say. Your faults are their blessings. And likewise, right? And that's what makes these twin flame situations so compound and complex. Because it is here to teach you about yourself. It's the evolution of yourself. It's not your average soulmate cycle where y'all come together and everything is all hunky-dory. It ain't like that at all. You're going to have to put in some work, some effort, some elbow grease. Okay? Okay? Some elbow grease. Okay? And I'm not talking about, thank you, Gigi, for calling that out. I'm not talking about these false twin flames that everybody's running around here thinking that you can pick and choose. I'm talking about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Okay? Of the same soul. You know, that ain't no make-believe stuff. You know when you're going through that. You can't put one down and go find another one. That ain't how that works. I hate to break it to you, but that is not how that works. Now, you're going to be very unprepared for this conversation. Like I said, you didn't know that this was coming. This is catching you off guard completely because you have blocked this person. You have tried every way that you possibly can to disconnect from this person. And this person, you lo and behold, you did not know that they were going above and beyond, okay, to try to get around you. Thank you, Nola, for my gift. You didn't know that this person was doing everything that they could to try to come around you, all right? They're trying their best to get around you. And they have circumvented your blockage. They know, listen, it don't take a rocket science to know when you done messed up, okay? Trust me. You don't have to put that reminder out there. They know.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
They know. Okay? There's no manipulation. There's no mind games. Like, bro, they know. They know. Okay? So this is catching you completely off guard. You don't feel prepared for it. All right? You're just like, this came out of the blue. And it's almost like scary how out of the blue this is. Because as I mentioned early on in this reading, you did have a dream about them in the recent past. But because this person is pulling on your heartstrings, okay, with this Queen of Cups, I definitely think that you are going to consider it. Okay? That goes back to you doing this reflection and really thinking about it. I think you're going to listen to them. I think you're going to hear them out. I think you're going to definitely test the waters. Okay? I think you're definitely going to put them through their pressure test. Because you just can't believe it. It's like after all this time, I've been so adamant and so resilient with trying to make things work. And you just was not there at the same time that I was. And that's okay. Everybody is on their own separate timeline. But the fact that you're going to give thought to it says a lot. Okay? And I think you're going to think about this from the space of empathy and compassion. I think you're going to think about this from the space of sincerity and authenticity and genuine. Like there is a natural level of care that comes to you when it comes to this person. And I do feel like the door is still open, even though you were hurt enough to close it. I do think that the door is still open for this person to walk through.
Welcome.
Okay. We got the Knight of Wands here. And this is where they're going to prove it. They're going to prove it. Okay. They're going to prove it. They know that you're not expecting nothing of them. They know it. They know that you have low expectations. They know that they done messed up. They, honey, trust me. When I tell you, they know. You can call them shawty low because they know.
Bombakat.
They know. They know they dogged you out. They know they mistreated you. They know they ignored you. They know they neglected you. They know all of those different things. And what I am telling you, okay, what I am telling you is now that they know that they don't have an easy fight, now that they know that they don't have an easy path forward, they are prepared. That's why I am strongly recommending and advising that you do nothing. Do nothing and let them surprise you. Okay? Do nothing and let them surprise you. With the 8 of Coins or 8 of Pentacles in reverse. It's going to feel like nothing that they say and do is going to work for you. Okay? It feels like you're going to be at that point where you're just like, when I tell you pressure testing, when I tell you stress testing, when I tell you putting this person through the ringer, that's why I'm telling you to do nothing. Do absolutely nothing. I'm telling you, I am encouraging you to play the game. And listen, I don't like playing a game. I think whoever invented the game need their ass kicked. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like playing the game. Either it is or it isn't. I don't live in that gray space. It's either black or it's white. Okay, thank you, Travis. Either it's black or it's white. Okay, I'm not playing this space of gray. Okay, however, what I am telling you is the more you reject them, the more you ignite the fire that is within them to get them to do what they mean and mean what they say and to move with intentions. And I'm not saying that they're not. But what I'm saying to you is this time you don't want to make it easy for them. Okay? Because you want to ensure that they have changed their ways. Okay? You don't want a short-lived modification. Okay? You don't. You want to know that they have truly and sincerely changed their ways. And you will be surprised.
But what the hell, boy?
But I don't think that it's going to make you happy. Okay? I don't think it's going to make you happy with this 10 of Cups in reverse. All right? I think you're still going to be a little bit disappointed with how they have handled things. Okay? And really, let's be clear. I feel strongly that it's you not letting go of the past that is being the impediment here. You can't let go of the disappointment from the past. Like you're still holding on to that. It's like you can forgive, but you're not forgetting, and you still waiting for the other shoe to drop. And what I'm telling you is, if you stress test this the way that I'm encouraging you to stress test this, you may actually see that they have changed. But you still expecting a circus. You still Ooh, let me use the right word, okay? Spirit said you still expecting for it to be a complete and utterly okay? Now, will it be that? We can find out. We can find out. But what I am telling you is when you do nothing, this is why this cannot be an impulsive decision. This is why you can't just up and say yes or no. This is why you need to take a step back. Don't get all into your warm and your fuzzies, okay? Don't go start thinking with your
Little butterfly in my stomach and vagina.
You can't go there, okay? You're going to have to take a step back and really observe this person. Play the game. They want to make a date, make a date. Cancel the date at the last minute. Tell them something came up. Play the game. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb after 8 o'clock. That pisses people off. Trust me, I know. Play the game. Be like, oh, I forgot to call you back. Play the game. Okay.
You ain't responding to my text.
I texted. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to hit send. Play the game. Okay? You're going to have to play the game. Make them work. Okay? This is an intense final. You can't win this game scoring just these easy layups. Okay? Even though you still scoring, you want them to work for them points. Make them do they half-court three-pointers. Not go for the easy layup. Make them work. Full court press. Make them work. Don't let them just get down the aisle or down the court. Make them work. You owe that to yourself. Because all this time leading up to this moment, you let them just walk all over you like they the king of Zamunda. Well, if you the king of Zamunda, then I'm the queen of Sheba. So who gonna get their way? Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Make them work. Don't give nothing to them easy. Because the moment that you give it to them easy, it's gonna be the moment that they be like,
oh, I got her. I ain't gotta put in no work.
Time is ticking. Tink, tink. Time is ticking. Okay? Time is ticking. Don't be sitting on the phone with this person for 45 minutes bumping your gums. Talking about a bunch of nothing. Get to the meat and tell them, you know what? I got another call coming in I got to take. Let me get off the phone. I'll call you back later. And don't. Okay? Just don't. Let them call you and don't answer the phone. You understand what I'm telling y'all? You're going to have to play the game. Play the mother freaking game. You didn't play it before. But you're going to have to do it now. Show up to the date and be like, oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Time got by. I forgot I got something I got to do. You're going to have them on their knees.
What more do you want from me?
And just because they crying in front of you don't mean you got to give in. Make them work. They stressed you out in dog years. Why you can't stress them out in dog years? I'm laughing, but I'm very serious. I am so sincere. You've been dealing with this person for the last 3 years.
2,000 years later.
Make them work. Make them work. If y'all ready to see how this story ends, I want you to put the paper, pen, and notebook emojis in the chat. Paper, pen, and notebook emojis in the chat. Because I want to know, like, what is about to happen with this? Okay? Are you still going to truly be holding on to things of the past? Or are you going to finally let it go and be ready to turn the page and move forward? Okay? Now, if y'all ready to go, let's put them paper, pen, and notebook emojis in the chat. Here we go. All right, y'all. Now, as we respectfully step out of this business and talk about potential final outcomes, I say potential because I can't predict free will. Okay? I can only tell you what the energy says, and you decide for yourself what you want to do with said information. Okay? Now that's how that works. All right. Now listen now, Lil Ann. Five. Okay, five. All right. Now, remember, free will is always at play. Spirit may show us the path, but it's up to you to decide if you're going to walk it or not. Okay? Now, what is the potential final outcome with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Now, ooh, y'all, I got to take a pause for the calls, honey. First of all, you got the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, going back to you not having that confidence, that full confidence in this person. Okay, I think that the damage has been done. But the difference between this person and who they are now as opposed to who they were in the past is that they're doing things to prove you how serious they are. They're looking for marriage. They're looking for long-term commitment. They're looking for permanency, right? They're looking, and they're not only looking, but they're doing, okay? They're actually doing. I wouldn't be surprised if this person comes forward to you with some type of engagement ring or asks you things about engagement ring sizes or what type of rings. Like, they're doing things in preparation, and this is why it's so important for you to do nothing. Okay? Don't get gassed up about a bunch of nothing. All right? Because it can all just be smoke and mirrors for right now. They got to work. All right? So you're going to have to neglect them. Okay? With that Queen of Pentacles in reverse, you're absolutely going to have to neglect them. Make yourself busy. Okay? Make yourself busy. Make them work for it. Y'all remember how it used to be? I don't know how old you are, but when we used to have them house phones, okay, and you call somebody and that phone be busy because they ain't got call waiting. You've been trying to call for hours. Okay? You ain't even gonna know what to do with yourself when you call and the phone go through. Y'all remember that gut-wrenching feeling when the phone finally rings after it's been busy and then don't nobody answer? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? You would be so mad trying to call somebody. And you know they there because the phone been busy for the last 4 hours. But they ain't answering the phone because they all talked out.
I just want my baby.
Okay? They done talk so much they got a headache. All right? Now, what else? The Four of Cups in reverse. Okay? Don't care. All that stuff you talking about, I don't care. It sounds cute. I don't care. I don't care. But after you think about it, okay? After you think about it, I think you're really going to come to the point where you're going to start to question a lot of things. But because you don't care, your feelings is not involved. Okay? You're not being led based on pretentious things. If you ain't giving up the goodies and doing the butt, playing in the Olympics with them because, you know, y'all just can't keep your hands off each other. But if you play like you don't care, deny them and neglect them for as long as you can, you're really going to start to see that this person may be sincere about what they're saying.
Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever.
Okay? But you can't be in your feelings about it. You're going to have to make a head over heart decision. Ooh-wee. That done blew the top up off of this mother fricker today, this mother trucker, when I tell you. I think once you put them through the stress test, you're going to realize that they still full of malarkey.
Do not come.
You're going to still see it. Okay? It's no more tumbling contest over here, Beauty in Essence. You're going to start to see that they may still be full of malarkey. They may still be a little bit deceptive and maybe still dishonest about what they are saying that they're doing. But you also got to understand that this person has some type of pull, okay? So they're not going to make it easy for you to walk away either, okay? Excuse me. So you're going to have to be very, very, very careful about how you continue to move with this person, okay? They're going to be mad because they're not going to get their way. Their temper is going to start to flare, okay? You may be seeing some signs, some evidence. Like, I feel like you be lurking on their social media, even though you keep trying to act like you don't, you do.
Embarrassing.
Okay? You do. And you looking for signs. And you're going to get all up in your feelings because somebody putting something on somebody's social media. But the reality is, everybody got fans on social media. Everybody got fans on social media. Okay?
There are multiple video evidence, social media evidence.
All right? Everybody got fans. It goes down in the DMs. It's not what you think you see, it's what's in the DMs, okay? And that's going to make you have to come to a decision point. You're going to have to make a decision. Do you want to give this person the benefit of the doubt? Do you want to choose them? Or do you want to choose yourself? So it comes back to you having free will. Which is why it's going to be important to see what their behaviors do. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. With this strength card in reverse at the bottom of the deck, I think you're going to go back. I think they're going to weigh you down. I think they're going to weigh you down. Yeah, listen. You still going to feel like they full of skit. Okay? You still going But what's in you come out of you, right? So if that's who you are, what makes you think it ain't gonna come out of them too? If y'all two pieces cut from the same cloth, what make you think they ain't full of skit too?
I'll do the best I can, but when I got
Okay? But I do think that it's going to be a little bit comical watching how they respond to you.
What the this cannot be.
All right. So, angels. What messages do you have for this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius dealing with this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces? Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Retreat fell out. It's time to disconnect from the world. This other card that fell out was free yourself. It's time for you to take back control of your life. Okay? So it's time for you to disconnect. Don't get caught up in the hoopla. Don't get caught up in the glamour. Free yourself. Okay? Now I know y'all gonna be like, what? That's the decision that you're going to have to make. That's where free will comes in. That's that decision we talked about. Do you get in the benefit of doubt and do you go back? Or do you decide, nah, you know what, I'm good. I'm going to ride this out. That's my man. Okay? My man. I'm going after my man. Okay? Social events. Establish contact, invitation, and fellowship. Okay? So remember I told you this person's going to be calling you, asking you to go out on dates and stuff like that. You're going to have to entertain them from a social perspective to really get a feeling of where they are, but don't get caught up in it. What did I tell y'all to do? Play the game. Just because you make yourself available, don't mean you got to stay. The biggest pick your face up off the ground is when you go over their house and it's nighttime and they expected for you to stay. And you get up and you're like, all right, I'm going to head out. And they like, you not
what you not spending the night?
No, I got somewhere to be. Play the game. Okay? You understand why this is important to play the game? Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand why it's important to play the game? All right? I just did that to somebody this weekend. Sure did. Hey, you got 59 minutes on the clock remaining. All right, I'm going to head out. All right. I'm on a spiritual journey. You have awakened me. Whoop. Ain't that what we've been talking about this whole reading? I'm planning a romantic date. Can we Netflix and chill like old times? I can cook for you. No strings. Y'all, I can't make this up. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. And this is the naked truth from Twin Flame and Soulmate readings, okay? I'm used to having... Y'all better stop playing with me this morning. Y'all better water my hand, grease my palm, sprinkle the mailbox, okay? Because listen. I'm used to having my way, but you put me in my place.
What?
I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Now, What are some thoughts that this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius may have towards this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces? You express your thoughts towards me through music, okay? So for this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that could also be like why I'm hearing Mary J. Blige, as well as It's Too Late to Apologize, whoever sings that song. Because it's like you don't have any words to say, okay? You just want to be happy. You feel like you all talked out, okay? You were the closest person to me, all right? I desire to recapture that feeling. What did I tell y'all? What did I mother trucking tell y'all? Y'all be thinking I'm over here just gassing y'all up with nowhere to go. It's complicated, Mimi. Don't judge me, okay? Ain't nobody judging you, boo. Not at all. We all been there before. Well, we have been what? Let's put it out there. Let's say it for one time for the people in the back. What do we say, class? We all have been what? Write that down in the chat. What is something we all have been? I'm going to tell you what I've been. And I know for a fact that they've been. Thank you. Tempster said it. Sprung. Okay. Thank you. That's all. All right. So what is some shadow work that Aries, Leo, that Sagittarius need to work on during this time? Avoidance. Face what you fear, for avoidance is but a temporary refuge. This is evasion, neglect, and denial. Okay? Which is what we've been talking about as well for you this morning. All right? So you're going to have to deal with it because your ships is coming in. All right? Your ships are coming in. But you're going to have to be very wise about the decisions that are being made. What is some shadow work that this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces is going to have to work on? Insecurity. Your worth is intrinsic and unchanging. This is about doubt, uncertainty, and anxiety. Remember, we talked about this person dealing with the blues. They scared. They dealing with heavy emotions, knowing that they made bad choices and poor decisions. That makes them feel insecure. They feel like they don't have a chance. That's a them problem, not a you problem. Just like your ships are coming in, theirs are coming home too. The chickens are coming home to roost. That's why you can't make it easy for them. Does that make sense for you now, boys and girls? You're going to have to hold off on cashing in on your earnings. Or as my grandmama and them used to say, when you go to the casino, you got to sit there and wait for the person that's been sitting there all day. You got to people watch before you just go sit down and put your money in there. You want to hit the slot while it's hot. Okay? You want to hit it while it's hot, good and warm. Get your mind out the gutter. All right? Here we go. What is over? Okay. Venomous garden. Beauty conceals truth. Breathe captivating lies. Be aware of the alluring dangers that are in the shadows. Hide. Okay? So this goes back to what I was saying about why you got to make them work for it. All right. It's dangerous here that you don't know about. And it goes back to these two things right here. Giving thought to it. Letting go of the things of the past. Recognizing that what has happened, but also making them work for it. You don't want to waste your time. Good. Me either. But I'm not about to let you just get away with getting no, you're gonna have to work for this, sir. You don't put me through the ringer, the mother trucking ringer. You left me high and dry, sir. What are we saying here, sir? Ooh, can't nobody play a game more than a Pisces. You want to have a standoff? You want to try me? Leo. That's how you got to be with them. When it comes to this person, you're going to have to act like you got time today. I got time today just to do a bunch of nothing.
Damn!
All right, so let's take a minute to reflect. How does this outcome make you feel? Is it what you expected? Does it bring you some relief, some excitement, some hesitation? And why do you think that is? All right. Now, I want to look at something. I want to see when we can expect this person to make a comeback. Hold on. How soon can we expect to hear from this person for this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Oh, y'all quiet this morning. I don't know how y'all feeling out there. How y'all feeling out there? Oh, Shattucky. Stop the mother truck and press. By the end of the week, just fell out. By the end of the week. Okay, next spring may be very significant to you. Around April 18th may be very significant to you. 3 months from now, what is this? June, July, August, September. September may be very significant to you, but you got to have patience. Okay, you got to have patience. So they're going to start reaching out to you by the end of this week. Okay, by the end of this week. It's also going to be another shift 3 months from now. And it's also going to be something significant coming in next spring, okay? But you got to have patience, which is everything of what I told y'all, all right? All right. So this is your chance, y'all, to choose to grow over fear, alignment over ego, and peace over confusion. How y'all feeling out there? How y'all feeling? How does this make you feel? Y'all scared? I want to thank you for tuning in to Pisces Tarot with me, your girl, Mimi Lightseer. If you've enjoyed today's rating and it moved you, helped you, or even called you out with love, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mimi Lightseer. Give me a thumbs up and drop a comment in the section below and let me know what resonated with you. Remember, this reading is timeless, so you can come back to it anytime you need a little bit of guidance, perspective, or a spiritual reset. If you would like to do a one-on-one with me, okay, I am currently booking at PiscesTarot.com. Don't be shy. Spirit may have a whole lot more to say just for you. Now, as a reminder, I will never, ever, ever solicit you for a personal reading. Personal readings are available, but you have to book them on my website, and they are based on my availability and my availability only at PiscesTarot.com. Always ensure that you're interacting with official channels to avoid any potential scams. All right. Now, to my new subscribers, welcome to the pod. We had 8 folks to join today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And to my returning guppies, okay, thank you so much for being the heartbeat of this space. I want to thank all of the 8 people who gifted me not only your time, your talent, but your treasure. I am so grateful and thankful for you pointing and pouring into this space, okay? Now, listen, y'all. We had over 1,100 people to jump in the chat today, okay? Let me tell you something. Sugar. Let me tell ya. Everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So make sure you leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time. Bye.